Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mug shots.
Right.
It's them young ones that's coming.
Yeah.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. Right. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself for that. But I just wished of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
They're as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Katt Williams just went all the way in on Shannon Sharpe after ESPN dropped him, and trust me, he ain't sugarcoating a thing. According to Katt, it's hard to feel any sympathy for Shannon, cause after all that wisdom he'd been dishing out, he went and fell for the oldest trap in the game. ESPN cut ties with him right after he settled that $50 million lawsuit with OnlyFans model Gabriella Zuniga. And here's the wild part. Katt literally tried to school Shannon on this exact situation. Remember that club Shay sit down? Katt looked him dead in the eye and told him plain and simple, messing with white women could get you caught up. And now, it looks like Katt's warning came full circle. By the way, if you're new here, make sure you smash that like, drop a comment, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next twist in this crazy saga.
I'm not 56 and trying.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I
ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter, so I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Major, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out, and you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you, coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
Cause trust me, it's only getting wilder from here. And then Monique came through echoing the same warning, dropping some real solid dating advice on Shannon. She basically told him straight up that he needs to be smarter about who he's dealing with, cause the wrong choice could cost him everything. Monique wasn't just talking gossip, she was giving game, and now it's looking like Shannon should have really listened. But Shannon brushed off every red flag and all the advice people were throwing his way, and now look at him, jobless, embarrassed, and scrambling to pick up the pieces. Instead of moving smart, he dropped a huge bag on that settlement, got his name dragged all over the headlines, and then ESPN came through and cut him loose. Let's keep it real. Any major network is gonna think twice before picking up a dude whose biggest headline is tied to an SA lawsuit payout. And now Katt Williams is out here basically saying, told you so? Folks close to the situation are saying Katt has zero sympathy for Shannon, cause Unc had it all laid out and threw it away on some reckless moves. One insider even spilled that Katt's warning wasn't random. He already knew Shannon was wrapped up with that young OnlyFans model long before the lawsuit even hit. Katt saw the setup coming from a mile away. And while he made it sound like he was just talking about Jonathan Majors, the truth is, he was speaking straight to Shannon the whole time. And that just proves, once again, Katt might crack jokes, but he don't ever lie. Still, Shannon didn't want to hear it. What makes it even wilder is that Shannon actually thought throwing millions at that OnlyFans model in a settlement was going to save his job and make the scandal disappear, but ESPN wasn't having it. They cut him off anyway. And then, to put the icing on the cake, the model herself, Gabriella, announced she was retiring from OnlyFans literally 24 hours after the news broke. She hopped on Instagram talking about, "Today, I've decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the years. This community gave me a life I could never have imagined. I'll still be active on social media, and I've got new projects coming that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter." So basically, she secured the bag and dipped. So basically, Shannon went and retired. This girl, y'all, she straight up says she secured generational wealth off a freaky race-playing 50-year-old man, and you can't even make this up if you tried. And the reason nobody's giving Shannon a pass is because it ain't just about him getting finessed by this model. It's the hypocrisy. This is the same man who once bragged he wouldn't even let his own daughter's wedding budget go over $30,000. But then the receipts came out, leaked text exposing that he was out here dropping $25,000 a pop just to creep with this OnlyFans chick. Fans dragged him hard for it, calling out how quick he blew the bag on foolishness while preaching about discipline and smart money moves. Now here's where it gets real messy. Shannon was out here willing to hand over millions to an ex-OnlyFans worker, but when it came to his own daughter's wedding, he capped the budget at $30,000. Fans weren't letting that slide. One user even wrote, "Shannon Sharpe has done so many things wrong, but me learning about him being cheap on his daughter's wedding really made me side-eye the fuss out of that country bumpkin. You paid more for that young white girl who saw you as a lick. How dumb was that?"
We get started. Obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, "Bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, "Bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on." And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
And just when you think it couldn't get more embarrassing, ESPN swung the axe just days after the settlement. They officially cut ties with him, but here's the cold part. No statement, no explanation, nothing. People magazine tried reaching out to ESPN for comment, but they didn't even want to acknowledge Shannon. As for Shannon himself, he finally broke his silence on July 30th during the Nightcap podcast. And while Shannon tried to play it cool, saying he was at peace with ESPN's decision, he also admitted he begged them to at least hold off on announcing his firing until after his brother Sterling Sharpe's Hall of Fame induction. Shannon said straight up that he had to apologize to Sterling because he knew this whole lawsuit drama and ESPN dropping him was going to completely overshadow his brother's big moment. But ESPN and Disney behind the scenes weren't trying to hear it. They had zero sympathy and went ahead with the announcement anyway, leaving Shannon to deal with the fallout while his brother's shine got clouded. And here's the wildest part of it all. Shannon was literally on the verge of signing a monster $100 million deal before this whole lawsuit blew up. That deal was supposed to cover his entire Shay media empire. Club Shay Nightcap with Chad Johnson. Club 520. The Bubba Dub Show. Humble Baddies. The whole package. Front Office Sports even reported on April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriella filed her lawsuit, that Shannon was set to ink a deal worth over $100 million. But once that lawsuit hit, everything fell apart. The deal got pulled, ESPN cut ties, and Shannon basically blacklisted himself from anything tied to Disney. ESPN, ABC, Hulu, you name it. With a stain this public and this messy, bouncing back in those circles is next to impossible. So now, instead of leveling up into podcast mogul status, Shannon watched it all slip away over a 19-year-old OnlyFans girl. And this is exactly what Katt Williams was talking about. Nobody's feeling sorry for Shannon because he had the power, the bag, the opportunities, and threw it all away on dumb choices. But what do y'all think? Was Shannon's downfall 100% on him? Did ESPN make the right call cutting him off that quick? And how do you feel about him paying millions to an OnlyFans model while putting his own daughter on a strict budget? Drop your thoughts in the comments and I'll catch y'all in the next video.